Alright, so today we're going to talk about the two questions that you need to ask yourself if you want to get your body to do what your mind wants. If it was so easy, we would literally think of something and we will be able to do it. There won't be any, I don't feel like it, I'm going to wait till tomorrow. Procrastination wouldn't exist. Putting things off wouldn't exist. Not being focused would not exist if we were able to do this simple thing, which is getting our body to do what we want to do in our mind. An example would be like, let's say, you want to work on this paper, you want to write this paper out, you got 1,000 words to write, for example. Maybe it's for class or a project or something. And you're sitting there and you're trying to write it, but then you feel like I'm gonna go get a drink of water. Actually, I'm gonna go grab a bite to eat. Actually, I'm gonna go and check on this message on my phone. And before you know it, 2 hours gone by and you weren't able to write this paper. Maybe you're working out. I'm gonna go to the gym in 30 minutes from now. 30 minutes comes up, your body doesn't really feel like it. I don't really feel like I have a lot of energy. Maybe I'll just wait a little while and I'll get more energy later. Maybe I should go grab a bite to eat. Or maybe I'll just wait till tomorrow morning when I'm feeling more fresh. And then tomorrow morning comes around and it doesn't happen. So there's just countless examples on when we are putting our mind to something, but yet we can't get our bodies to deliver. And it's as if the body and mind are completely separate, operating on their own minds. And the fact is, that is technically true. They have a feedback loop to where one influences the other, but in reality, they are operating separately. And if they were operating the same, we wouldn't be running into this problem. Whatever I want to do in my mind, it happens. And so there are two questions that basically allow us to get past this so we can start to find out what the real solution is. And so by now you should know that the way our mind is, what we're thinking about, doesn't determine the action we take. The action that we take determines on the way our body feels, not based on what our mind is thinking about. And totally different. And this is why you got this misalignment between I want to do something but I can't get my body to do it, or this is also commonly known as I don't feel motivated. And if we think about the motivation, what is motivation? Motivation means I have an intention to want to do something but I can't get myself to do it. It's the same thing. So there are two things to go ahead and get ourselves to get past this point so we can find a real solution. And the real solution, I'm going to tell you now, is really simple. Get the mind and the body aligned. When they are aligned, they are working in one unit. And you don't have one trying to pull each other in different directions. In order to do that, you have to ask yourself this first question. How do I feel right now? Seems like such a simple question, but yet when we think about how often we ask ourselves that, we'll find it's not often enough. A lot of times, I know personally for myself, when I ask myself that question, a lot of the times, I'll be honest with you guys, the answer becomes, I'm not sure. But there's definitely something going on. I'm not in this neutral state where everything's just chilling. Something's going on. Am I angry? Am I upset? Am I scared? Am I jealous? Am I frustrated? Am I worried? What is it that I'm feeling right now? And so this way it lets us know, where are we starting off at? Where am I at right now? Because if I'm trying to take a certain action, I have a plan in my mind, but I can't execute it. It's like something's stopping me. And it's pretty obvious. It's my body that's stopping me. But within my body, it's the feeling that I have that isn't aligned with what I'm thinking of. So when I ask myself, what is it that I feel right now? It allows me to know, okay, this is where my body is at. Now, the second question, what do I want to feel? Let's say I am feeling frustrated, right? I'm feeling frustrated. And what do I want to feel? Well, let's say I'm working on writing out something. I'm writing this thing out and I feel frustrated. I'm hitting some writer's block and I can't seem to figure out what I want to write. Or the words don't seem to be able to come out. And now I get frustrated. And I'm like, okay, so what do I want to feel? I want to feel inspired. I want to feel creative and inspired. Okay, all right. So then I'm like, okay. At this point, I should stop what I'm doing, because if I'm in this frustrated mood, there's nothing good that's gonna come out of it. At the best, if I'm able to actually even write something, it would be like crap, you know? It wouldn't be creative, it wouldn't be any good, it's just be totally forcing it, and you probably read it, you know, a day or two later going, what the hell was I thinking of? And erase the whole thing and then rewrite it. So at this point, one of the best things to do is get our body to feel the feeling that we want. So let's say I want to feel inspired and creative, you know? So stop the writing. I'm like, okay, what do I like? What gets me inspired? What gets me creative? You know? Could it be listening to a certain song or a track? Is it maybe going for a walk, you know, and feeling like I'm getting my body going? Is it calling a certain friend and just, you know, somebody that you know is really always in a good mood and just having a talk with them? You know, one of those people, you get off the phone with them, you feel really pumped up, you know? Sometimes it's maybe watching a video, could be a movie, or could just be a 10-15 minute video, something inspiring that you know will kind of lift you up. You know, maybe there's certain something. Maybe it's turning on some music and just I'm gonna zone out for, man, this is my favorite jam. I'm gonna jam out and I'm just gonna maybe do a little dancing, move a little bit. Whatever it is, you know, that gets you feeling inspired. Do that. Then once your body is feeling the feeling that you want, the feeling that it needs for you to take the action, right? The feeling that is aligned with your mind, then go back to what you're doing. Now you're able to execute because your mind and your body are aligned. And so this can be done with anything. But if you don't do this, then at the best, you're going to be forcing your actions. And so often in our lives, that's what we do. We force the actions and the output is not the best. The way we did things, right? You ever heard the line, it's not what you do, it's how you do it. It's not what you say, it's how you say it, you know? And so this forcing of it still can get the job done, but it's not the best way. It's not usually our best performance. And, you know, I understand sometimes we don't have the time to take a little break. We just need to knock things out right then and there. So I totally understand. But knowing about this gives us an option, because there are times to where we can take a little break, so this way we can come back, be a lot more aligned, be a lot more creative, be a lot more inspired, be a lot more motivated, and not only is the creation process, the action taken a lot more effective, a lot more smoother, and then we also enjoy it, you know, and it also ends up being better. So, thanks for watching, guys. Sum it up, 2 questions. How am I feeling right now? Once you know, what do I want to feel right now? And then do that thing that gets you in the mood so you can be feeling good. Then your body, your mind is aligned. Then you're able to knock things out the way you want it. Thanks for watching, guys. See you next time.